Hello everybody and welcome back to Nerdy Miniatures, and in today's video I'm going to be talking you through how I painted my first commission piece here on the channel. This was commissioned by a lovely person on here called Krytor. I also want to say a massive shout out to him, a huge thank you for putting your trust in myself and into Mr. Nerd for making this piece come to life for you. It was a great privilege to do this for you, and we really appreciate you being our first commission. But what is our first commission, you may ask? So our first commission was Azrael, the Supreme Grand Master of the Dark Angels. Of course I was absolutely thrilled to be doing more Dark Angels stuff. This is a man out of my own heart, because as you may know by now, I am a Dark Angels fan. They are my favourite chapter, they are my chosen chapter. So without dilly-dallying, let's get into the video. If you want to see how I painted this from start to finish, please feel free to hop over to our lives channel. Over there you can watch the whole thing. It's about 10 to 12 hours of footage, but for this I've compiled it down to an 11-minute video for you, for those who just want to see exactly how I did it. Just another quick one, we are open to commissions. So our first commission is completely free. The only thing we ask that you pay for is your postage and packaging. Other than that, we will paint it for free, we will assemble it for free, and we will paint it to your liking. All you have to do is pay for the postage and packaging and tell us what you like. For that information you can just follow the email in the description down below. Anyway, now let's get into the video. So first things first, Krytor wanted me to have creative freedom on this piece. He did mention that he wanted to have a Deathwing Knight look to it as well. So for that, I started with Xandru Dust, painting all of his robes in this colour. Next, I went in with Corn Red and I painted the underrobes just to make sure they had that vibrant red look. This was more of a nod to how Azrael looks in regards to the Citadel Paint app look. But it was also a little nod to my Inner Circle companions that I painted very recently. So want to see that full stream and that video, then please feel free to have a look on the channel for that. I also applied this to all of the pledges that are on the armour. Next, I mixed Caliban Green and Abaddon Black, just like I did for my 40k Lion, and I painted every other piece of visible armour using this. Next, I went in with some Methystone Red and I painted the wings on his helmet, just because I want them to have a slightly different red tone to the rest of the red on the figure. Next, going in with Leadbelcher, I covered the base of his sword from top to bottom, just because my tried and true colour always goes down well. Then going back in with Methystone Red, I applied this to his blaster. Going in with Auric Armour Gold now, I picked out the details on his armour that I wanted to be metallic, because once again Krytor mentioned that he wanted to include this lighter colour, and I think it looked amazing. Using that Methystone Red again, I then went in and painted the banners and other decals on the armour. Using Nagaroth Knight, I then picked out the feather and the wax seals on the pledges, as this is what Krytor requested, and I think it actually looked really, really good against the red, so I think I'll be doing this myself in future. Next, going in with Evil Sun Scarlet, I then painted his eyes red. Next, going with Corn Red, I then picked out all of the little pouches on his belt. Going in with the Fang, I then picked out details on the blaster, just because I really like the contrast between the Fang and the Methystone Red. Then going in with Retributor armour, I picked out the decals on the gun. Starting to shade now, I went in with Coelia Green shade and I dabbed this all over the sword. Then going in with Seraphim Sepia, I painted this all over the robes. Next, I went in with Carabug Crimson and I picked out the red robes, doing the exact same thing. I also applied this to any other red areas on the figure. Going in next with Reikland Flesh Shade, I then applied this to any of the gold pieces. Then, for the rest of the figure, I went over it with Nuln Oil. Now it's time to highlight. Using a Shabbity Bone and Flayed One Flesh, I mixed them and I began to highlight the robes. I actually really liked this colour combination and I'll definitely be using it again when I do the Deathwing Knights. Now using Wild Rider Red, I then did the exact same thing and picked up the high points on the red robes. And this brings an entirely new look to the robes and I really love how it looks. Time to add the green highlights. I started with Warpstone Glow and then went in after with Moot Green. This was a look specifically again taken from my 40k Lion that Krytor loved, and I really think it actually helped bring this figure together, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Next, going with Runefang Steel, I highlighted the sword, and I also highlighted over any of the Auric Armour Gold edges with this as well. Now it was time to move on to my Watcher. For this, I mixed Corn Red and Doombolt Brown. This is the exact same colour combination I used for my Watcher on my 40k Lion, and also the same colour combination I used for my Inner Circle companions. Going in with Abaddon Black, I then began to fill in the sword sheath, and with Auric Armour Gold, I filled in the metallic details on the top. Using Rakarth Flesh, I then fill in the strap that is hanging from the sword. Now moving on to his pack. For this, I again mixed Caliban Green and Abaddon Black. I painted the majority of the pack with this. For the skulls on the shoulder panels, I used Auric Armour Gold. Now moving on to the actual banner itself, I went in with Nagaroth Knight, just to fill out the sword that is on this banner. Next, for the Watcher who's actually holding this sword, I went in with Caliban Green. Next, using Wild Rider Red, Squig Orange, and Troll Slayer Orange, I mix these three together to create the flame effect on the bottom of the banner. For the wings and the banner, I went over with Celestial Grey. And now the details were all picked out, I went in over the rest with Abaddon Black. For the gold elements on this figure, I used Retributor armour. And off stream at this point, I then went over the entire thing using Nuln Oil. For the rope around the Watcher's waist, I used Light Crest of Flesh, and then using the shade Agrax Earthshade, I painted over any of the gold areas. And I used Nuln Oil to paint over the rest, and Carabag Crimson for the body of the Watcher. Next, using Wazadaka Red, I then began to highlight the Watcher. I first went in with this, and then afterwards went in with Evil Sun Scarlet and did the exact same thing. I really like this colour combination for highlighting on the Watchers. Anything over Corn Red and Doomball Brown just works really well with these. Now to add those green elements, I went in again with Warpstone Glow and Moot Green, and I highlighted the edges of the sword to tie him in with the rest of Azrael. And that is it. Off camera, Mr. Nerd did the base on this figure. If you want to know how he did this, then let me know. I'll happily let him do a little tutorial on this because it turned out really, really cool. He was also experimenting at this point, and I'm actually really, really happy with how it turned out. This piece has now been returned to his rightful owner. Hopefully Krytor loves it as much as we did. I had a lot of fun doing this, and hopefully I could do more projects like this in the future. Down in the description you will find a few links, the first to the Discord channel. We have a small community there slowly growing, so if you're interested in that, please feel free to join the Discord. You'll also find 2 links to 2 other channels. The first to Mr. Nerd's channel, so if you enjoy MMOs and action RPGs, then please feel free to have a look at that. If you enjoy lore on topics like The Witcher, Lord of the Rings, Warhammer, and various other topics, then please feel free to have a look at my channel, which you'll also find linked down below. Anyway, that'll be it from me today. Have a wonderful day, or night, wherever you are in the world. And as always, peace out, guys.